way. And our distinguished speaker today is Dr. Anwar Sahib. He is the Dean of the Arabic and Islamic Studies faculty at IOU. So I'll just spend just a couple of minutes just going through uh, uh, our distinguished speaker, like what his credentials are. Dr. Anwar Sahib gained his admission to Medina University at the age of 14, where after completing high school, he completed his BA in Islamic Studies, as well as his master's and PhD in Quran Sciences. The International Open University is a pioneer in online education. This was founded in 2001 by the world-renowned Islamic scholar Dr. Abu Amina Bilal Phillips. Dr. Anwar Sahib, he is also the Imam of Masjid Al Taqwa in New Zealand, as well as founder, member, and the chairman of its parent body, Al Taqwa Trust. So I'll just stop there and pass the mic now to Dr. Anwar Sahib.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم إن الحمد لله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله وبعد السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته بارك الله فيكم وحياكم الله قال الله تعالى يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما وبعد. My beloved brothers and sisters, this is a great opportunity for me and you all to be here gathered to learn something and teach something. Pleasing Allah Azza wa Jalla through that is what our mission is. We already know the purpose of our being, and that is to worship Allah and none beside Him. And in order for us to achieve that, one of the most important elements, essentials of our life is wealth. Wealth here includes a lot of things, but we are going to talk about what is referred to as money. It's a more common word being used. However, wealth, anything which is a valuable asset to you, wealth, the most important than the money itself is the health itself. You know, as-sihhatu tajun ala ra'sis sahih la yaraha illa al-marid. That health is like a crown on top of a person who is healthy. The only one who can see it is a person who is sick. Subhanallah, when you are sick, you see the health on someone else, you realize how fortunate that person is and how much of difficulties you are going through. Exactly like that. Don't take my white beard as the case. But when we start to get older, we look at the young dudes, young brothers and young sisters. Then you say, man, look at these guys. MashaAllah, they are young, they are handsome, they are beautiful, they have got black beard. MashaAllah, look at the sister. I don't look at them, but I'm saying a way of talking, right? And then you realize I'm getting old. You know, but the young ones, they don't care. They are just too young to realize those things. So exactly like that, Barakallah fikum, health is part of your wealth, right? But here we are not going to talk about health part of it. We are going to talk about the wealth itself. Now, I'm not going to also talk about all these fiqh issues related to riba, interest, haram, and how to make it halal, or how to do halal ways, or which business is what, and what is the verdict Islamically, or are we allowed to buy uh, things with Islamic finance? If it is the case, then what is the ruling? What is the best one on the market? All these things, it needs separate topics and separate events. For today, we are going to go in general. Now, the topic being chosen, mashallah, tabarakallah, within the beginning, it was given to me. I looked at the topic and I said, oh, um, and then I started to sit down and think more. At that moment, I realized that the topic is something very important. It's not that I didn't think it is important at that time, but sitting down and analyzing it and thinking it gave me that extra boost. Many times this happens to me. I will prepare khutbatul Jummah on something else. Just few minutes before the khutbah starts, I will find myself that, subhanallah, this topic needs to be changed, or I will go for something else. But here, mashallah, we are talking about finance, faithful finance, managing wealth the halal way. First of all, we need to understand the meaning of finance. What is finance? Once you understand finance, you will understand the meaning of faithful finance, and you will understand what we are going to talk about. Finance means the management of money and includes activities such as investing, borrowing, lending, budgeting, saving, and forecasting. Finance, it is related to three main types: personal finance, corporate finance, and public government finance. Even in public government finance, we may find ourselves at times we can play a role in it. Corporate finance related to businesses. If you are part of that business, that's only then you can. Otherwise, you've got nothing to do with it. You can't do anything. It belongs to someone else. Personal is you and your wealth. And whomsoever you are responsible and you have the authority of, such as al-fukra wal-aitam wal-masakin, if as al-aitam is what I would say here. If you are responsible over the wealth of those who are orphans and they are young, minors at present. Also, the wealth of your children, the wealth of your elderlies, if they are no more suitable to take care of their wealth. Wealth of those who are not elderlies or minors, but they have medical challenges. Mentally, they are not fit, for example. Then you have the responsibility here to take care of it on their behalf. All of these, you become part of it. So it's not only your personal, but at times those whom you are responsible for. Now, I will present few ahadith to show the importance of wealth in our life. Abu Barza al-Aslami radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, he said, Qala Rasulullah sallallahu alayhi wasallam, لا تزول قدم عبد يوم القيامة حتى يسأل عن عمره فيما أفناه وعن علمه فيما فعل وعن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه وعن جسمه فيما أبلاه. This beautiful hadith gives you the finale of the finales of your wealth. And that is what I want to start with. That Yawm al-Qiyamah, you cannot proceed any further. You will not be going ahead anywhere. Only after this which is going to happen to you. That is Yawm al-Qiyamah. You will be asked about your umr, your life. Fima afnahu, what did you do with your life? Whether you spent it in a halal way. What did you do with your life? Did you spend it with your life, with your wife? That's why I smiled. Or in a haram way? Did you spend it with brothers and sisters or in a haram way? Did you spend it? First, all of these which I mentioned were huquq al-ibad. Did you spend it worshipping Allah? Spend it in the masjid? Spend the time praying? Spend the time reading Quran? Spend the time memorizing Quran? Spend the time studying? All of this comes an umrihi, the life which you have. That's the only asset which is entirely given to you, and you make choices in that. The other one is an ilmihi, your knowledge, which Allah gives you. And you are, believe me, in the process of seeking knowledge or reviving and re-energizing and refreshing your knowledge. An ilmihi fima fa'al. What did you do with it? Allah gave you so much of knowledge. You found ways to study. You got all the access to it, like I or you. Did you learn? Did you help others and encourage them to come and learn and become part of it? All of these are part of an ilmihi fima fa'al. So you seek the knowledge. It's not always what you learn is what you may be able to practice, such as when you learn. Sorry for sisters, you are allowed to get married. How many do I need to mention the numbers? Right. But not everybody is going to do that, isn't it? For whatever reasons. Okay, mashallah. So ilmihi fima fa'al. Not every knowledge you need to practice, okay? عن ماله من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه. This is part of the hadith which made me mention the hadith. Your wealth, the money, the pounds, the dollars, the rupees, the riyals, the dirhams, the dinars, and the gold, the silver, the sapphires, the diamonds, or in other means, whatever Allah gave you as wealth, from where did you get it? Min ayna iktasabahu. From where did you get that money? Is it by halal ways or haram? Is it you did a job which is pleasing to Allah, or you did something which is haram? Is it you sold your chastity in order to make that money? Or is it something you did not do? Did you bow to the shaitan to get the money, or you did only to Allah Azza wa Jalla? In the process of getting this money, did you do a job which is acceptable, or is it something which is rejected? We already know so many of the challenges which we go through in our life because of this. As we know, barakallahu fikum, that in the Western world, not only in the Western world, come on, man, even in the Muslim countries, you have challenges to find a job at times which is perfect and halal, where you would not compromise your deen. So what about the Western world, which is Allah al-Musta'an? So min ayna iktasabahu? While going to work, did you make yourself sisters and dress in a way which wasn't decent? Were you in an environment which is totally free mixing? Up to what extent were you mixing? How happy were you in that environment? Or is it that out of circumstances you were forced while you are totally upset about it? All of this comes in. من أين اكتسبه وفيما أنفقه. And then comes the other part. Okay, you got the money now. You did it by halal or whichever. Now, where are you spending it? Is it only on things which is pleasing to Allah, or always you focus on something which is displeasing to Allah? Very important, isn't it? وَعَنْ جِسْمِهِ فِيمَا أَبْلَاهُ. The body which Allah gave you, the beauty which you have, the skin color which you have, the height which you have, the health which you have, the figure which you have. What did you do with it? You were able to see, you were able to talk, you were able to understand, you were able to walk, you were able to educate yourself. What did you do with it? What did you do? Something comes in my mind, I would like to share it here, and that is, wallahi, it's so important, that's why I want to mention it. One of our brothers, he died 3 days ago, probably on Sunday. He is blind by sight, not by iman. He is a revert. He reverted a few years ago. He was able to memorize Surah Rahman and a few other things here in New Zealand. And he used to live in alone, and he has grandchildren and stuffs, but separated from the family. And a Muslim brother lives beside him. And then he was found dead Monday Zohar time. And we are still trying to get the body, which will be today. It's Wednesday morning here, so we can wash, and the family will take the body, non-Muslims. And then after that, inshallah, hopefully we can retrieve it as soon as possible to bury him also after Salatul Janazah and things. But it just reminded me, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given him a body, aql, though the sight was taken away later in his life, but he accepted Islam after that. So you are going to be asked about this ni'am. وَعَنْ مَالِهِ مِنْ أَيْنَ اكْتَسَبَهُ وَفِيمَا أَنْفَقَهُ, your wealth. And then the other hadith, which is in Al-Bukhari wa Muslim, عن أسامة رضي الله تعالى عنه ابن زيد قال عن النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم قال قمت على باب الجنة. يقول صلى الله عليه وسلم قمت على باب الجنة. I stood at the door of the Jannah, the paradise. فكان عامة من دخلها المساكين. Generally, who entered, meaning majority, عامة, in general, they were the poor ones, المساكين. وأصحاب الجد محبوسون. The ones who were had money, rich ones. It doesn't have to be rich. Anyone with enough money, they were not able to enter the door of the Jannah. They were still there waiting. غير أن أصحاب النار قد أمر بهم إلى النار. But people of hellfire, they are already in the hellfire. The Ashabul Jadd Mahbusun, as per other hadith, they have to go through the rituals of question and answer. Sin, Jim, Soal, Jawab, Q, A, question, answer. وقمت على باب النار فإذا عامة من دخلها النساء. And I stood at the door of the Jahannam, and I found that majority who were there in the hellfire were women. Hadith Sahih. So, my beloved sisters, my beloved daughters, my beloved elderlies, if anyone is elder than me, respected females, remember that those who are going to enter the hellfire more are women. You have to go and revise yourself. Why? The challenges which you people are going through, fi kasbil halal, to get halal money. The challenges the sisters they go through to get some halal decent money is way above what men have to go through. But then the issue, the problem of the men, many times is because of the women. Because they have izdahamu fil suq. They are competing with men where only men are supposed to be Islamically, isn't it? Wallahi, men are responsible over their women folk in everything. But the way, the system, the ideology, the thinking, the concept of life and living has changed even in Muslim countries, I'm telling you. So if the likes of any one of us who do not want our wives and our daughters to go outside and do jobs in open markets, we are strangers. We are aliens coming from some other space. Even in the eyes of those who pray 5 times in Salatul Jama'ah and they have got degrees from Islamic universities and they are mashayikh, even in their eyes it becomes like that today. Inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un. Idhan, min ayna iktasabahu wa fima anfaqahu, your wealth. Right? وقد قال صلى الله عليه وسلم منهومان لا يشبعان منهوم في علم لا يشبع ومنهوم في الدنيا لا يشبع. Two types of individuals are always going after with no limits to it. And who they are? The one who seeks after ilm and the one who seeks after dunya. إذن اثنان لا يشبعان طالب المال وطالب العلم. أي والله. So you will never be satisfied if you love to seek knowledge, because there will be someone who has more knowledge than you. You learn something, you find that there are other things to learn. The same applies to dunya, the wealth. Even when you become the richest, you want to still go and become more rich. That's the way dunya is, isn't it? The next hadith is hadith of Abu Hurairah radiyallahu ta'ala anhu fi Sahih Muslim. Inna Allah tayyibun la yaqbalu illa tayyiba. Allah is tayyib, Allah is good. And He only loves things which is good. وَإِنَّ اللَّهَ أَمَرَ الْمُؤْمِنِينَ بِمَا أَمَرَ بِهِ الْمُرْسَلِينَ. Allah has ordered us general mu'min believers exactly what has been ordered to those who are the messengers. And what is that? قال الله تعالى يا أيها الرسل كلوا من الطيبات وَاعْمَلُوا صالحا. Oh, those who believe, oh, the prophets, oh, believers, eat from what is good. Halal, طيب, min halal. Yeah, oh prophets, min at-tayyibat, and then act upon righteousness. It's an order from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala for every one of us. And then in the end of the hadith, ثم ذكر الرجل يطيل السفر أشعث أكبر يمد يديه إلى السماء يا رب ومطعمه حرام ومشربه حرام وملبسه حرام وغذي بالحرام فأنى يستجاب له. And then this man, he raises his hands while he's a musafir. When you are traveling, you are more nearer to Allah normally because you go through hardship, challenges. You don't know whether you come back to your family or not. You know, and unkempt hair and dusty and dirty. And you raise your hands and you are asking Allah. No one else say, Ya Rab, oh my Allah, you know, my Lord. But because his food, his drink, his clothing, all is based on haram income, haram money, how will Allah accept his dua? So you see, dua silah al-mu'min is a weapon for a believer, and that is even rejected because you did not finance yourself in a way which is pleasing to Allah, in a way which is halal. So there are many aspects of wealth which we need to consider, like a zakah, a sadaqah. Zakah, which is a pillar of Islam, which we have to spend. Sadaqah, those extras. فَإِنَّهَا تَزْكِيَةٌ لِمَالِكِ. It is a purification for your wealth. We need to spend in the path of Allah from what Allah gives you. There are hundreds and hundreds of hadith and ayat on this, as you know. Then spending in the path of Allah from what Allah has given you, which originally is not yours. It is a qard, a loan given to you from Allah. It belongs to Allah, given to you to test you from Allah, whether you become stingy, miser, or you spend in the path of Allah. From whatever little you have. In the eyes of Allah, it's not what you spend in amount. $10, $100, $1 million, $10 million, $10 billion. A person who may spend only $1 will get more reward than the one who may spend $1 million because he has got billions and this man has got only $2, for example, or with the ikhlas, with the sincerity, but is spent in the path of Allah. And then there are so many rights related to wealth which Allah gives you, and that becomes part of being halal. Well, how you do it, how you manage it, how you finance yourself. If you are a man here, You have to take care of your wife. Don't be bakhil. Don't be stingy. Don't be a miser. Spend nicely, wisely on your children in everything which they need within the standard of whatever you are able and capable. It is a requirement. Your wealth doesn't belong to you. Yeah, you are your mate. It belongs to your family. But whatever your wife has, it belongs to her, not to anyone else. SubhanAllah. This is the wisdom of Sharia. This is what Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given women. So our way of getting the money should be halal. Our spending should be halal. And be careful of anything which is haram. Keep away from it, as you know. And you have to fulfill the rights and the obligations of those who are around you. Also remember, always make dua. اللهم كفني بحلالك عن حرامك واغنني بفضلك عمن سواك. Ya Allah, please give me from halal means, protect me from haram, and make me be that who only is dependent on you and not anyone else. This is a very beautiful dua. واغنني بفضلك عمن سواك. Oh Allah, make me dependent only on you. And then the dua, Allahumma inni a'udhu bika min al-hammi wal-hazni wa min al-ajzi wal-kasal wa min al-haram wa min ghalabati ad-dayni wa qahri rijal. You always make the dua that you are not, you don't owe anything to anyone else. All this is part of managing yourself financially. So halal finance is something way above what you may think and I may. So, and then the barakah. In the end, I would like to encourage all of you to go and read Surah An-Nuh. Surah An-Nuh, first few verses. فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا يُرْسِلُ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بِأَمْوَالٍ وَبَنِينَ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ جَنَّاتٍ وَيَجْعَلْ لَكُمْ أَنْهَارًا. When you want halal rizq, when you want halal kasab, when you want halal ways to get things, and what Allah will give you, through istighfar. It doesn't mean keep on doing istighfar whole day from Fajr to Zohar, sit down at home and don't go to work and you said, this is what Allah has said. You totally misunderstood the ayah. Go and see the importance of istighfar and how Allah may bless you with that. Barakallah fikum wa jazakumullah khairan wa hayyakumullah.
Jazakallah, Dr. Anwar Sahib. And now I think you have got some time. We will open the floor for anyone if they have got any questions on the topic for Shaykh, inshallah.
It looks like
Yeah.
that everybody is happy.
Yes, and if someone is not happy to unmute and come on the mic, you can type in the questions. And Brother Manzoor, are you or any of the other brothers, you can keep an eye. Otherwise, we don't want to keep the Sheikh waiting here. If anyone has got questions, please come forward. Otherwise, we can just pass on to Dr. Sahib to close the session. Sheikh, I think, yeah, we've given a couple of
Assalamu alaikum
minutes.
wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Hayyakumullah.
Now, first and foremost, I want to thank you for this beautiful insight so far that you have given us regarding this topic. I sincerely, personally appreciate it. And may Almighty Allah continue to improve and guide all of us as we go through seeking the knowledge of Islamic study. My question is on mortgage. I don't think I don't know if that is actually related to this topic, but I want to ask if for those of us who live in the Western society, I understand that to get a house here in this part of the world, or to achieve a house here in this part of the world, it's very difficult, such that it involves someone taking a mortgage to be able to secure a house. So my question relating to that is that how permissible is it to take a house in this part of the world in terms of Islamic financing?
Okay, Barakallah Fiq, Jazakallah Khairan. The question is clear. It's related to conventional finance versus Islamic finance. And here it is that if you want to buy a property, that could be a car or a house is more common here. And you need to buy it with loan, which you may take from a bank or any financial institutions. Alhamdulillah, in the Western world, in many countries in Europe, and especially UK and other places, you have got Islamic system, which is absolutely better than the normal system. So you go through that. And if you are going to loan money, I mean, you are going to borrow money and pay interest on that, there is no doubt, absolutely, it is haram and not allowed. There is a fatwa, as you know, of Dr. Yusuf Al-Qardawi, rahimahullah, related to one home as per need, but that fatwa is weak and all these scholars have rejected it and refuted and they have discussed it. And because of the time factor, which is not with me, otherwise I would have explained this more further and to show and prove that this fatwa is not acceptable by almost every scholar. So yes, you are not allowed to go regardless of your need and finance yourself in a way where you end up paying interest. But you have substitutes to that, alhamdulillah, in UK. Jazakumullah khairan.
Jazakallah khair, Sheikh. Unless anyone else has got a question, I'd like to take the opportunity to thank you so much, Sheikh, for giving us the honor to listen to you and keep us enjoyed the balls.
I mean, Jazakumullah khair and Barakallah Fiqh. It's an honor for me also, equally or even more. Believe me, I'm saying that sincerely. You people gave me the opportunity to be here. You people gave me the opportunity to make some, to have some earnings, kasab, halal, through this education. You people opened the door for me so I can share my knowledge. You people opened the door for me so I can increase my righteous deeds. So sincerely, I'm thankful to all of you. Hopefully to see you in near future again. Jazakumullah khairan. ولا تنسانا من دعائكم الصالح. May Allah bless us all and keep us straight on the straight path. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless us with the good of this dunya and hereafter. ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار. ربنا هب لنا من أزواجنا وذرياتنا قرة أعين واجعلنا للمتقين إماما. سبحان ربك رب العزة عما يصفون وسلام على المرسلين والحمد لله رب العالمين. From my side, wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
آمين جزاك الله خير يا شيخ السلام عليكم ورحمة الله
Jazakallah.
Yes, Brother Manzoor. So, shall I share the screen with some of the brothers? I think it's mostly internal committee now.
I think yes, you're right. So I think all the attendees now I can see were 7 now. These are actually ourselves.
So I think we can just give the closing remarks. I think we all know what Islamic University